Welcome to the Blunderbuss podcast.
Welcome back. I bid you adieu.
I bid you adieu.
What'd you say earlier?
I'll see you adieu.
Yeah, I'll see you adieu. That's what he said to my girlfriend.
When she left, I said,
see
get
you
out of
adieu.
here. What date's today? Today's the June 30th, 2025. It's important for the chronology of this podcast.
We had to start adding the date because we'll talk about current events.
Yeah.
And then the podcast will come out like 2 or 3 weeks later. And so it just looks like we're really dumb. Like, oh,
Right.
you're just finding out about Iran?
Wait, what happened in Iran?
Yeah, don't worry, Art. I'll tell you in about a month.
I will say, all right, these headphones are throwing me off. I will say, we had a bunch of like episodes in the backlog, like we've gotten through all of them, so this will be like timely.
Nice.
This will be this week.
Great. We're with the times.
We're with the time. We didn't have to say the date.
We caught up.
This is good. Anyway, it's been a while.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Dude, I went to Chicago. I've
Chi-town.
been chilling. This podcast is about blunders, mistakes, crash outs, all that regrets, all that good stuff.
I got into an argument with the guy from Chicago one time.
Not recently? Long time ago?
That was like a couple of years ago. We were doing a comedy festival in Vermont. And
Okay.
he was from Chicago, and we got into an argument over what city was better, Houston or Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I said Houston.
Yeah.
I'm biased.
Right.
I won the argument, but he was right.
How'd you win the argument?
Just by being a better comic.
Yeah, okay. Like you're just funnier?
I was just, had better performances than him.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, he
conceded. He was like, because you did better than me, Houston's better.
Well, like the power dynamics in comedy. It's
Yeah. If you're funnier, you're like the better person. You're like cooler.
Well, he thought he could talk to me as an equal. And then we were on the same show together, and afterwards he had to concede. He had to bend the knee.
Does he still do does he or she still do comedy?
I think so. I don't know.
Do you know their name?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, you do. Come on.
I really don't remember. I would say his name.
Yeah. What do you look like?
If he deserved it. I don't know, white guy from Chicago.
There's a lot of those in Chicago.
Yeah.
I will say Chicago is so.
It's nobody that we know.
Okay.
They're not like a New York comic.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But like I do feel like I've done comedy in Chicago a few times, and it is like so bro-y white compared to New York that it's just like I can't live here. This isn't for me, you know?
Maybe they just put you on the bro-y white shows because that's your vibe.
That's true. I did the Laugh Factory. Very bro-y place. Very bro-y spot.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah, it's clubby. It's a club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a dude, I riffed on this guy who was with as a row of like 7 bros. Just graduated college. They're all wearing polo shirts, fucking pastel-colored shorts. One guy had a polo shirt on and said Guinness on it.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, nice, Guinness, dude. Like, split the G. That's your whole personality. And then they ate it up.
Oh, nice.
Like,
nice.
that's so cool, dude. Like, Guinness.
Damn, you got his bro ass.
I was like, you're a beer guy. Cool. So.
Chicago, I think, they got like the prettiest downtown area.
Oh, it's great.
With the river.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you take that boat tour? You've been a few times, right?
I was supposed to take a boat tour with this girl that I was talking to in Chicago, and like the day of, she canceled.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is so sad. Did you go alone?
No, I just didn't do it. I just
went
did something else.
I guess you didn't buy tickets.
Yeah, I didn't buy tickets.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty cool boat tour.
So I've heard. It is very romantic.
Have you heard the Dave Matthews thing? Poopgate?
No.
Oh my God! It's one of my favorite stories. In like 2008, they were coming back.
Yeah, from Chicago. It's very white, bro-y. Anyways, have you heard of Poopgate from Dave Matthews? Oh my God, it's so good.
I mean, yeah, it's very bro-y. That's the most bro-y thing to happen. This fits. So they're coming back.
Perfect.
They're coming back on tour. They've been in a tour bus for like months.
Okay.
And they go over a bridge over the Chicago River. And something happened with the tour bus, and the septic tank exploded.
Wow!
And a tour boat was going under the bridge as it exploded, so the whole boat got covered in shit.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah, isn't that insane?
And Dave Matthews was on it.
He was on the bus.
Wow, he was on the poop bus, the poop deck.
That's the poop. Yeah, there you go.
He was on the poop deck.
So yeah, that's funny or fun Chicago river tour. Or, yeah,
Dave Matthews trivia.
That's some Dave Matthews trivia. And if you go on the boat tour, they'll like some of the tour guide that I had, like they'll be like, that's the bridge that Dave Matthews
shat
on everybody.
Wow, wow. Hey, what a blunder.
What a blunder
to kick things off.
Anyway, you had any fun blunders in the last week or so? Before we talk about Chicago, I got some blunders from Chicago, but I want to hear yours first. You know?
Kind of boring. I've been playing Spider-Man 2.
Nice.
Yeah, I tried not to buy it because I have a bad habit with video games where I will just let it consume me.
And did you
I will let it consume me, much like
Venom
black symbiote suit. Just taking over my life.
It's like that clip in Spider-Man 3 where he like grabs the bed sheet and then the symbiote like grabs his hand.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Because all week I've been in the dark just playing Spider-Man 2.
Instead of the symbiote, it's a video game controller. Just somehow ends up in your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I have to play.
I'm like mean to all my loved ones.
Yeah.
Where you been, Victor? Wouldn't you like to know?
You have like the emo haircut.
Yeah. I've been playing Spider-Man 2, which I fucking love. I love all the Spider-Man games.
They're good.
I love swinging around New York.
Love their version of New York.
Yeah,
so fun.
I walked around like West Village.
Yeah,
looking for the Comedy Cellar.
Not there.
It's not there.
Not at all.
But Washington Square Park is there.
They have the World Trade Center's there.
World Trade.
It's like sort of the World Trade. But there's like in Spider-Man 1, there's a little Easter egg where like if you walk by the fake World Trade Center, someone will like you can overhear conversations and someone's like, "Oh, kind of crazy what happened here like 20 years ago." They'll like say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So like 9/11 happened in Spider-Man.
And you know, and he didn't do shit about it.
Shit.
He didn't do shit about it. And the Avengers didn't care.
Have you seen the ad for the original Spider-Man?
With
like
the
Twin
movie?
Towers? Yeah.
Yeah.
With like the webbing, and it catches a helicopter, and they had to stop playing it because 9/11 happened.
Right.
Crazy.
9/11. Yeah, Spider-Man helped me get over 9/11. Spider-Man helped me through a lot.
Yeah.
I got a blunder from my late teens. I tried to get a job at GameStop.
Whoa.
I walked into GameStop and I asked for I asked for a job application form.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, well, we're not really hiring, but maybe we'll field you. We'll ask you a couple questions. And they go, what's your favorite video game?
Okay.
I go, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And then he goes, he has disdain because he's like a
fucking nerd.
Yeah, he's like a fucking nerd, and he's like pretentious.
Baldur's Gate 2. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, Spider-Man. Why Spider-Man? And I go,
oh my God.
Well, last year my dad almost left. My parents were gonna get divorced, and Spider-Man just really helped me get through a hard time. He's like, ugh.
Oh God.
And they never called me back.
Yeah. You know what I got through my divorce? Minecraft.
And look,
a real video game for real guys.
Yeah, they made a movie of that game too.
Yeah, not as good as Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
and 1 and 2.
And look at GameStop now.
Their stocks are failing.
They're
done for.
Dunzo.
Wait, how old were you when you tried to get a job at GameStop?
I was probably like 18.
Okay. Your answer was Spider-Man?
He put me on a spot. I wasn't expecting that question at the video game store.
Were you like a gamer?
Yeah, I played a lot of video games.
That was like a real answer? You genuinely like the Spider-Man game?
Yeah, the Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 2 was amazing.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that was like
the first.
That was the first Spider-Man game where you could like really swing around the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I was on his side for a second, but now I'm back on your side.
And then even before that, all the Spider-Man games were great.
They're okay. I played a lot of them. They're okay. I can't have an opinion on the Spider-Man games.
You buy every FIFA every year, and Spider-Man's just okay.
Yeah, FIFA's just okay as well.
All right.
Go back and play them. I promise you they're not.
Art's been playing Hogwarts Legacy, everybody.
No, I have no.
Art's been playing Hogwarts Legacy during Pride Month,
yeah,
I should say.
Yeah. I bought it used. I didn't even steal it, but I bought it used.
Yeah.
The character's name is Hunter
And you know
Gandalf.
what? All your gay friends feel used right now, Art.
I don't have any gay friends.
I've been playing Spider-Man.
I don't have any gay friends on purpose, so I can play Hogwarts.
I've been playing. I play as the Black Spider-Man.
Whoa.
So who's more woke? I play Spider-Man 2 with the white Spider-Man and the black Spider-Man. Yeah.
He's Dominican as well.
He's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, that's what I meant.
What's
the difference?
They don't teach you that at Hogwarts,
No.
do they?
Well, his dad's a cop. All right.
Who's dead.
Who's okay?
And his uncle is a reformed criminal because people can change.
Yeah, the crawler. Right?
Yeah, the night prowler.
Right.
The
Prowler, not the
Prowler.
crawler. I'm sorry.
The crawler.
That's a good game, though.
We got it mixed up. We've got Nightcrawler and the Prowler mixed up. I'm a bit of a comic book nerd.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Damn, you should work at a comic book shop.
What's your favorite comic book?
Spider-Man. Really?
Harry Potter.
Dude, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm not gonna lie right now. I'm in a lot of pain.
Why?
I came from soccer. My legs are starting to cramp up, and I got hit in the rib by a woman because I'm a feminist. And she really freaking whacked me in the ribs. It like took the wind out of me for a second.
Oh, whoa.
And it's like starting to hurt now.
Damn.
So every time I like laugh, I'm like, oh god.
How'd she hit you? Like elbowed you?
Yeah,
headbutted you?
No, I think she like her arm just like chopped me, like karate chopped me.
That sounds intentional. That sounds deliberate.
She barely said sorry.
She struck you.
She was very intense. She was very scary. Even our goalie was like, she's scary. And I'm like, yes, she's yelling a lot, and then she barely apologized for hitting me.
Oh,
like,
man.
Sorry, I guess.
In a rec league, that's unnecessary.
No, it was actually made me laugh. I respect passion during a rec league.
I don't.
You don't have to be violent. Like she wasn't violent. We were just like trying to get the ball. And we both just kind of collided. So it wasn't like her fault really, you know.
I suppose she must have like a lot of experience.
No, she was very good. However, I had pretty good defensive skills against her. She couldn't get past me a few times, so
she had to go through you, right through your ribs,
and she
bitch.
ran through me, guys. She really ran.
Yeah,
through
Arch
me.
ran through.
A lot of things are in pain, especially my asshole. Anyway. So yeah, any other fun blunders in this week? Anything happen?
Oh, Okay, speaking of that, Josh also, my roommate brought that up. Yeah. He plays in a co-ed rec league as well.
What the hell?
And he said a woman ran into him and fell over.
Yeah.
Like, I guess she charged him, bounced off him because, Josh, I mean, he used to play, like, college football. He's a big guy.
He's a big guy. He played college football?
He's a thick motherfucker.
Whoa. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so she fell over, and everybody was like, whoa, boo.
To him.
To Josh, yeah.
That's going to happen.
So, but is that fair?
She fell over by herself.
After running into Josh, yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying. Because like there are moments where it's like it's clearly like this guy's being too aggressive. I don't think unless he was being aggressive. Not every side of the story. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. Josh could never be aggressive.
He just seems like a sweet guy. I don't know him too
well,
but no, that's annoying. Also, that's very common. It's probably like her whole team was just like booing him because again, it's like a competitive thing.
Yeah,
you're trying to compete. You know?
I would never boo him.
No, I would never. Yeah.
I played Black Spider-Man.
You held the fist up for him. Black power. That's what you were saying. Symbiote power.
Yeah. Venom power.
Venom power. Dude, that's a fun game, though. You get to play as Venom. Spoiler. Sorry.
Yeah.
Came out like 2 years ago. Whatever. Who fucking cares?
Anyway, Chicago, bro. Oh, wait. Yeah, I guess.
Anything else happen? I can go to my Chicago stories. I have a few.
Yeah, my story's not that good. I did a spot at Bushwick Comedy Club last week.
Okay.
It was a good spot. I really like that club.
Yeah.
But I hadn't gone up for a while before that set. And I was feeling like cagey. I was feeling defensive.
Whoa.
And so
like the moment you got on stage, you're like, it's me against them kind of thing.
Sort of. Yeah, like there was any like lull in my set. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then I lashed out. Like,
like what the fuck?
Yeah. I'll just tell what happened.
Yeah.
I was doing a bit, and then it's like this dumb joke about like first dates versus second dates.
Yeah.
And then I asked the crowd, I was like, what do you guys prefer, first dates or second dates? And nobody really wanted an answer. And then finally somebody chimed in the front row, this guy. He goes, first date. And so I look at him, and I notice that he's alone.
Oh.
And I go, wait, are you fucking alone right now?
Pretty funny.
And I was like, bro, I think you misheard me. I didn't say, what do you wish for right now? I said, what do you prefer, first date or second date?
Hell yeah.
And everybody laughed. And at the time, I was like, damn, I'm on fire. But then afterwards, I was like, oh, man, I probably embarrassed that guy in front of everybody.
Sure. That's funny.
And then I said, hey, is anybody else here alone right now? And then nobody said anything. And I was like, fuck, bro, just you.
I bet the crowd ate that up. They loved it.
Yeah,
that's
they did
really
love
funny.
It. Yeah.
That's really funny.
And then I really got on my high horse and I just started. There was an Asian girl with a white guy, and then so I started talking about that.
The Oxford study,
And then I think I said like I don't mind whenever Asian girls date white guys because they end up having mixed children.
Yeah.
And then in their 20s, their mixed daughter wants to like get in touch with her cultural roots. So what ends up happening is they end up fucking me.
Yeah.
And I said, so I'm gonna fuck your daughter.
No. Crowd loved it.
Tepid laughter.
Oh my gosh, Jesus Christ. This guy's crazy.
So I was feeling a little guilty about that sound. And then one guy said he was from Austin, and I was like,
"Fuck Austin."
Yeah, and I just called him unlikable.
Just going after everybody, dude.
Like all this in like a 10-minute set. I was like, that was a little much.
Did you talk to the guy who was alone after?
No, after my set, I just dipped out.
Yeah. I always try to like find the person that I like make fun of after a set. If I do that, and I'm like, thanks for being a good sport. Sorry for picking on you. And people, they're usually pretty cool about it.
Yeah.
I do feel bad sometimes.
He seemed like a good sport, but because like he was helping me out. I asked a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
Or not a rhetorical question, but I asked a question and then he answered to keep my set going.
Right.
And what happened to him was what everybody was fearing was going to happen to them. Like, nobody wanted to answer because they didn't want to be shit on.
Sure.
So he took the leap of faith, and sure enough, he got shit on.
He got shit on, yeah. It's probably why he's undateable.
For being alone, like, that's like the worst thing that you could be called.
Yeah.
Like, be made fun of.
This reminds me.
Because it's not like, wow, look at that shirt you're wearing. What a what a brave choice.
You're being weird right now.
Yeah.
It's like literally what you're saying. You're being freaky.
Yeah, I hit him with
yeah. Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
Dude, I had a similar story in Chicago. Perfect segue.
Here we go.
So there was a show I did, and the host was doing a little bit of crowd work. And you been to Laugh Factory in Chicago? Have you been?
No.
It's huge. It's like it can fit like 400 people. It's like 2 floors.
Damn, what is it? Some sort of Laugh Factory?
They're churning it out, dude. It's like a sweatshop. In that they don't pay me anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, Laugh Factory. Call you out on that one. Anyway, so there's like 200 people in like the main floor. So it's like pretty deep, and you can't really see everybody. But he was doing crowd work. He was talking. He was like, anyone here like single? And like someone way back was like, yeah, like he was like really excited to be single. He's like, when was your last relationship? He was like 3 years ago. He was like, oh wow, that was a long time ago. And he's like, what do you think the most important thing in a relationship is? He goes, honesty. And then everyone's like, oh, this guy got cheated
tortured. This guy got cheated on.
So the host like really laid into him, like this guy's really fucked up. Like damn,
it's funny.
So that happened, and then the host was Indian, and there was a front like. Half the front row was like Indian, so he did like Indian crowd work. This is important for the story.
Right.
They did like Indian crowd work, and then I get brought up right after him. And the
what
host,
caste system do you belong in?
It's literally what he said. Were you there? That was crazy.
Is that really what he said?
No, he didn't. No, he just like my brown people. He like did all that shit, right?
Right.
And
Mine
then I was like, wow, this is such a diverse crowd. Like it's such an in crowd. We got the Indians. We got the incel. I said that, and then the crowd went, oh. 200 people were like, "Oh my god!"
That's pretty good.
And I was like, "Dude, I'm just kidding." I don't know where you are, but I'm just kidding. He was like so far back. I don't know where you are.
Yeah, left by that point.
Yeah, he's gone.
Like, all right.
But yeah, they like that place is weird. It's cool. It's a cool club, but like there were a few shows where they sat like people alone in the front row. So they'd be like one person and then like 2 empty seats and another single person and then like 2 empty. They were very alone. It was so weird. I don't know why they did that.
Oh, but I guess it was pretty packed since you said there was somebody sitting way in the back.
Yeah, it was pretty packed, but I think I guess okay, I did 4 shows. This was like the third to last show. It was like Saturday. It was like 100 degrees in Chicago. Like no one wanted to go to a comedy club. They wanted to like be inside at like their apartment because it's hot.
Right.
So it was like kind of full, but wasn't 100% full. So
yeah. Well, of course they wanted to be at home. You were on the Incel show.
Yes.
Let's get this guy to headline the Incel show.
Yeah, and hey, those are my people, so I connected with them real
Where's
well.
all my Dave Matthew heads?
Oh, that same host. This is a blunder. This is the same host was like, we're gonna have a great show tonight. We have a very special drop-in guest from New York City, and people were like, oh, like people literally said that. And then I went
host
first.
of the Blunderbuss podcast.
Yes.
Fort Kai.
So they I was the first one. I was like doing the guest spots. So they put me bullet, and they're like, "All right, this is a very special guest from New York. Give it up for Art Guy."
Could you hear them go, "Oh"?
Yeah, people were like, "Huh?" No one said "ah," but people were like clearly a little. You could feel like the energy wasn't as hype as it should have been.
Yeah.
And I went up there and I had a line. I was like, "Sorry, you guys are probably expecting like someone else. Sorry, I can't be Louis C.K." And then there was just like silence, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do my set." Just went right into it. What do you say? How do you save that? Like, what would you do if they like said that? Because I feel like there's any joke you would make would be like, "Oh, I'm just not as big as them." It's like kind of complaining that, you know what I mean? Like it'd be like it's a hard thing to like, I don't know, balance, reconcile.
I don't know. I guess it depends on how like noticeable their disappointment was. They were pretty disappointed.
I don't think they were super disappointed, but I could feel they were very excited. You could tell because they went, "Oh!" Like the whole crowd went, "Oh my god!"
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, because that's what he said. He was like a very special guest, and they were like, "Oh, who is it?" Like they're expecting a Louis. They're expecting like a Shane Gillis. I guess he lives in Austin, but like like that sort of caliber of comic.
I would have made fun of them and their stupid reaction.
Damn, I think they would have turned on me though real fast. They
you guys thought you were gonna get a special guest?
Yeah, you're at the Laugh Factory, Chicago. They don't pay comics here, dude. Like, you think you're gonna get someone good? No, you know what's kind of fucked? I mean, it's not like super fucked, but like they only pay people if you do 10 minutes, and they give every guest spot
9.5 minutes.
8 minutes. Yeah, it's like right below the 10.
That's classic.
And I was like, at the first show, I was like, you know what? Honestly, it's like I get it, guest spot. They're doing me a favor, right? But then I did 4 shows there, and I was like, I'm like at work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just like here.
Listen, there are 3 things that every comedy booker will do in their tenure. 1, underpay comics or straight up not pay them.
Yeah.
2, harass women.
Yeah.
It could be waitstaff. It could be female comics.
Yeah.
They're all
sometimes men as well.
They're all employees to them.
Yeah.
And 3, donate to the IDF.
Yes. Somehow all the Zionists have become comedy bookers.
Yeah.
Why? It's not a lucrative biz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, so that was a fun blunder. I have a few more. You want to just get into it?
Yeah, just tell me about your trip.
Dude, it's a fun trip. Good time. Felt very busy. I think I went with our friend Terry. We both got a lot of spots. It was a lot of running around. Doing multiple spots in like a city like Chicago, while it is like pretty connected, it's like it's kind of hard to like go from spot to spot because the transit system isn't like great. It's like okay, so I had to take a lot of Ubers. You know, it was tough.
Yeah, that's a hard life.
Not really a blunder, but I'm just giving.
How are the Uber drivers in Chicago? Are they crazy?
No, I think
is there anything special about them?
Because Terry and I kind of just rode together. He and I just talked, and then like we're just like whatever conversation. Oh, we had a weird dude who had like a very Russian name, and he straight up told us that he was Korean, but he had like a straight up thick Russian accent. He's like, "Yeah, I'm from Korea. I'm from Korea, the motherland, Korea."
Yeah, well, don't they have the Koreans fighting Ukraine on behalf of Russia?
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
I had no. Oh, like the North Koreans.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. They're not Russians, are they?
I don't know, but maybe Koreans are just super loyal, you know, and they'll pick up the dialect of whatever country that they're proxies for.
He was shitting on America a lot. He's like, the place is so.
Every Uber driver shits on.
So
Uber driver. There's only 2 kinds of Uber drivers.
Yeah.
They either hate America or they're like bootlickers.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
there's no better country in the world.
Best country in the world.
Where,
freedom.
Where else can you get McDonald's at 1 a.m.? It's like fucking anywhere, dude. It's 2025.
Yeah. So he was being real weird.
Where else can I drive car late at night? Anywhere.
It's true.
Or they're like, or I had one Uber driver that hated America, but he was also super like politically aware. Yeah. Some guy from Ghana.
Ooh,
and
those
then
Ghanans.
He just talked about, I've been in America for 20 years. And he goes, left cheek, right cheek, all the same shit.
Yeah. That's facts.
Yeah.
It's poetry, dude.
Yeah.
He's talking about the butt.
He was spitting. Yeah.
Left boob, right ball, left ball, all the same testicle.
I wonder how he feels about Mabdani.
Oh, probably good. Right?
I don't know.
Dude, I was getting asked a lot by Chicagoans about the election.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, swept the nation, swept the imagination.
Dude, people were like,
are
you going to vote for Mamdani? I love that guy. That guy. Every Uber driver asked me about him. And I'm like, yeah, probably going to vote for him, I guess.
Hey, did you vote?
I did vote.
Yeah, me too.
Dude,
unfortunately.
how was your experience? Did you go to a place or did you do?
Yeah, it was right around the corner. Super easy.
Was
in
it
and
chill?
out. So chill. There wasn't even a line.
Did you?
My neighborhood voted for Mabdani the most.
Oh, Queen, because he's a Queens guy.
No, well,
He's
I guess
he's a Astoria guy.
Well, I
but
mean,
yeah.
even in Queens, like Ridgewood, had the highest like voter turnout for Mabdani, like percentage wise. I think it was like 80%.
Did you guys get like pamphlets from people running like the camp?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't get any of that. There was no one outside of my place, which I thought was really.
You were looking for like swag?
No, I just heard
swag?
this and I was like, that's kind of crazy. Like last minute, like, hey, vote for this guy. It's like
I can see it because like going in, I knew who I wanted to pick for the mayoral election, but for like comptroller, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's just a money guy. But my fucking, I had like, people were so annoying to me. People were so chatty. Were people chatty with you?
Oh no, I was the chatty, annoying person.
Were you?
Yeah.
Hey guys, vote for Montani.
Well, I didn't do that. Believing I was chatting.
Brad Lander number 2.
There was this girl leaving.
Hot girls for Zohan. That's you.
That was me. Yeah, I wore my hot girls for Zohan shirt.
Yeah, what were you chatting about?
No, I was just like, man, that was easy. There's no line.
You said that to people there?
Yeah, I was leaving with another girl who had voted, and I was like, damn, it was so quick. It's pretty easy.
That's a normal amount of chatting.
Democracy works.
3 separate people who worked there chatted me up. Tried to have a conversation about me.
Wow.
I was like, I just want to vote, dude. Let me go.
Well, what were they saying?
So, okay. I was in line to like walk out to the desk, right? And so at the back of the line, the guy goes, hey, man, I really like your shirt. Like he's like the usher guy, basically. He's like, man, I really like your shirt. I'm like, oh, thank you. It's like a random shirt, right?
Trump 2020 shirt.
Yeah, it's like Cuomo only. Cuomo sexual. Pierce nips. And I was like, thanks. And then like I got to the front of the line. He starts like checking my body. Like he starts, give me a little checkup. He was like, man, I really like your tattoos. And I was like, thanks, man. He's like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting a tattoo myself. And I'm like, okay, God, what do you want to get your tattoo? What's your idea for a tattoo? He's like, oh, I got this polka shell necklace. It's like the shell I got this in Peru. I want to get this here. I'm like, okay.
That's literally what you have.
No, I didn't.
You have the Thai equivalent of polka shell.
I didn't know. I didn't ask.
Okay.
He wanted to chat about it. So I was like, okay, that's one conversation done. Whatever. I go up to the table. I start like signing in. There's 2 people at the table. They're like telling me what to do. Right. They see one of my tattoos. They go, hey, what's that about? He points at my tattoo. Like, what's that about? I'm like, oh, I explain. I'm like, it's a guy like poking out, like peeking through my skin. And the guy's like, well, that's kind of freaky, huh?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a little guy peeking out from my
skin. Whoa, I never thought.
He's like, oh, that's kind of freaky. And the lady there was like, I think I know what it means. And I'm
damn,
like,
you're a deep guy.
Didn't even know what it was until now. But then the lady was like, oh, I think I have an interpretation of it. And I'm like, oh.
Okay, you're right.
God, dude.
You're right. This is fucking
what's your
annoying.
interpretation? She's like, I see you and you see me. And I go, never thought of it that way, but that sounds pretty good to me. Right? And I was like, okay, that's the end of the conversation. And then the guy goes, did you go to school here? Like, oh my God, dude.
Are these other voters?
No, these are the people who work there. They're just chatting me. I'm like, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. I don't want to be here.
They're all charged up. They think they're holding up democracy, you know?
Dude.
And they're yeah.
It made me like,
this is their day.
I'm never fucking voting again. So annoyed of like, I don't want to chat.
Yeah.
I'm already like thinking, I'm like in my head about like who to vote. It's like a mess, dude.
That's what turns you off from the democratic process.
Yeah, dude.
Is not like the election results, but just the
stuff.
Annoying the workers, the poll workers.
Low key, yeah. Low key. It made me think of like if I were in the universe of Parks and Rec, I would hate everyone at that office.
Yeah.
I would fucking kill them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's
you'd be Aubrey Plaza.
I'd be Aubrey Plaza.
They have a character like that. Yeah.
All right, so this another show thing happened. This was fun. So I have a joke. We're back to Chicago. Sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Lock in, baby. There was a couple sitting front row, but they're like older, sitting kind of far apart. Like this is close. They were not this close. They're probably like a person in between, right? And it's a white couple. All this is important. So I have a joke about like white men love calling their white wives like, this is my bitch wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hate her, that sort of thing, that
right.
energy. And I like motioned to them. I'm like, that's what this guy calls him.
That's my bitch wife's favorite joke.
That's my bitch wife, right? And then I go, do you guys like love each other? What's going on? Like, do you guys hate each other? I think I asked that, and the wife shook her head, but the husband nodded his head, and I was like, whoa, what's up there? And then they did not want to talk to me, but like the whole crowd was like, oh my god, like what? Yeah,
damn.
So I was like, yeah. Did I just like cause a divorce? And they just stared at me, like stone cold just stared at me. And I was like, holy shit, never mind. This is weird.
You went to Chicago, you made sure nobody had sex. If you see Art Kai perform, guaranteed you're not having sex
yes,
afterwards.
Yes, sir. That's the incel guarantee. My people, baby. So yeah, you know how like people like go to town, they're like, I'm gonna tear apart this city. That's like literally I tore apart many relationships this weekend. So that was a blunder, and I felt very awkward and I felt bad. And but the guy seemed to like the man seemed to like my set. The wife was not liking me at all. Wow. Yeah, pretty weird, pretty awkward. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, it sounds justified. She was a bitch wife.
Yes, you see. Well,
she said, "Do you love your husband?" She said, "No." That is qualification for a bitch wife.
No. Flipped. She doesn't hate her husband.
Oh, you asked if they hate each other.
Yes. Do you hate each other? She said no. He said yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was trying to be chill about it, and he was like, no, we got problems.
His bitch wife couldn't take a joke?
Yeah.
That's flip-flop.
Dude, I thought it was weird that they sat so far apart, and they were like... Dude, I also talked to another couple who they had another person sitting in between them. I was like, is that your wife? Like, why is there a person in between? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So weird. Everything was so weird. And I talked to another guy who was like, he had a wife.
It sounds like the common theme here is in Chicago, they just sit everybody very far from each other.
Yeah.
They just spread everybody out.
Right, and your wives are not allowed to sit near your husbands for some weird reason. It was weird. And I was like, is your wife? Like, I was like, where's your wife? He's like, she's at home. And I'm like, that's what the hell? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. So that was a fun little blunder. This is crazy. I was leaving the show. I was going to go to another spot, and there's like a bar area in front of the stage. And I walk out, and there was a lady on the ground.
Wow.
Just laid out on the ground. 3 people around her, and she was like, I don't know what happened. Am I okay? And I was like, what the hell? And then they're like, I think she's okay. And then I was like, do I need to do something? And they're like, no, we got it. We'll figure it out. And I was like, okay. And I just left.
Stay out of our affairs, dude. Big city boy.
Yeah, I was like, can I marry her? It's her bitch husband.
Yeah, Art called dibs.
Yeah. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to go real comedy booker mode. Just kidding. But isn't that weird? You just walk out and some person's just like fainted in front, like the fucking bar, which is right in front of the stage. It's weird.
I don't know. I feel like I've just seen weirdos at comedy clubs, man.
Really?
Yeah, just a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. But it was sort of a weird blunder at that show. Didn't really know what to do. Would you, if you saw someone faint?
Not my problem, baby.
You'd keep walking.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hot are they? No.
Really ugly. I'd help 'em. Better chances.
All mine. Nobody will miss them. Yeah, no, of course I would help.
Yeah, I feel like it's a normal thing. But then I felt bad for leaving. But I was like, they got it. Whatever. I got spots to do. I gotta go ruin more relationships.
Isn't that part of bystander effect? Is like people don't jump in because they assume somebody else is gonna help.
Yeah. But hey, there are people were there. Whatever. It's fine. Okay, that was a sort of small blunder. Not really my fault. You know, I killed so hard she fainted. No. It's a pretty normal one. Would you have talked to that couple? Would you have maybe like talked to them more?
If one said they hated each other and the other one
said like they didn't hate each other. That's such a fascinating. I would have like loved to do like. I would love to talk.
Spend the whole set on them.
Yeah, just like so interesting.
That is interesting.
It's just risky though, because I don't know if it'd be funny. It's just like interesting.
I don't know. Yeah. Of course you'd have to talk about it.
Yeah. I only had 8 minutes.
I just have so many questions.
Yeah. I got all my tapes back. Ran the light every single show.
Really? You deserve it. You're from out of town.
By like 2 minutes, dude, I felt bad.
That's how you get paid. That's how you hit the 10-minute quota.
I didn't even realize I was running the light. The light's like so hard. Anyway, who cares? All right. More I have a bunch of blunders. Shit really fucked up. I had an allergic reaction.
Oh, the classic art
allergic reaction.
You got any pictures?
It wasn't like so bad.
What is it that you're allergic to? Travel?
I think it's Szechuan like chilies. That plus with sleep deprivation, I think my immune system's like down.
Oh.
And just like being like dehydrated, I think all these things make my body go in like panic mode, and I get like something spicy, and I'm like, oh, I'm dying.
You just swell up.
Yeah, and I was with my friends, and I had to like tell them, I was like freaking out. I was like, guys, I think I'm gonna have an allergic reaction. They're like, are you okay? And I was like, oh my god, I have to go get Benadryl, and I like fucking got Benadryl, and then I was really drowsy for my like 9 o'clock shift. It was a mess. It was a mess.
So you went up all swollen?
No, it luckily like died down at that point because I like took like a lot of allergy meds.
Hey guys, I'm Terry Huang.
Yeah,
follow me on Instagram.
follow me. It's suppository. But yeah, it was a pretty rough situation. It sucks that this always happens to me
When you travel.
I know. I think it's really because of, like sleep deprivation and like I was just like immune system's just down. You know, I'm in a different place. I'm on edge.
My bitch wife poisoned me.
Everyone here trying to kill me. Dave Matthews water. That Chicago water.
Did you guys do anything besides spots in Chicago?
Play a little soccer. We went to a museum. But yeah, we were just like running around a lot. Nothing too interesting. It's just, like,
how long were you there?
Like, Thursday through Sunday.
Mm.
So like a pretty decent amount of time.
Chicago. I think I may have told this story before, but when that girl who stood me up on the boat.
Yeah.
We did end up hanging out.
Right.
And then I think we ended up back at her place. It was like pretty late.
Yeah.
And I tried to make a move.
Nice.
And then she stopped me.
Ooh.
And then she was like, what are your intentions?
Oh, you have told the story multiple times.
Yeah.
That's such a good line. What are your intentions?
It's like, it's 3 a.m. I'm in Europe. What do you think?
I just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm actually really tired.
Mm-hmm.
But you straight up told her, I would like to keep kissing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that.
And she was like, I think we should go home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. And you're like, well, I actually run a couple comedy shows in New York City, so if you ever want to come through and stay at my place.
Cannot give a fuck.
No, not a comic?
No.
Damn.
Of course not.
Not. Sorry.
Gross.
My bad. Didn't even need to ask. I'm sorry.
I've never dated a comic.
Really?
No.
I just talked to someone who did.
I never hooked up with a comic.
My friend dated 5 comics, and she said, never again.
They always say that. Oh, after 5, she says never again. After
that's
5.
What she hasn't since. She's only dated non-comics.
It makes sense to date a comic. If you're a comic, it makes sense to be in a relationship with somebody who has a very big, similar interest as you.
It's just like dating your coworker. It's fun. It's kind of hot. You're like in the office together. Oh
no, it's not like dating your
my
coworker. Dating your coworker, it is like a negative experience.
No, yeah, I'm just kidding.
Like it's you only have something to lose.
Right.
You make the office place weird.
Right.
You know, you guys don't both love your job. You're just there.
But unless it works out.
But in comedy, it's like we have our passions are aligned.
Right.
We have the same dream.
Right. And there's so much to talk about with your dreams, and it's sort of like romantic in that way.
Yeah, and your personalities are probably aligned in a way.
Right, insufferable personalities. For
yeah,
sure, narcissistic.
Yeah,
can't get a word in.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Zoran, I was talking to my buddy today. Well, I was talking to him about like Eric Adams and like Bill de Blasio.
Yeah.
And then he's not in New York; he still lives in Texas. But he was like. He says, these people, they overstayed their welcome, like trying to cling on to power. I was like, not really.
Wait,
like
what people?
De Blasio and
I
Eric
see,
Adams. I was like, no, they had term limits. Like, Eric Adams didn't even finish his one term.
Right.
But like the idea that they were trying to cling on to power and that's what corrupted them, like the power corrupted them once in their office. Right. I think that's backwards. I think they were already corrupt, which
100%.
is why they ran for mayor.
100%.
Like, there's something broken about them, which is why they're in politics.
Yeah.
And they're trying to, like, climb up ascend the political ladder.
Yeah.
There's something broken in them.
They're driven in something needs to push them forward first.
And I know
100%.
this because the same thing that's broken in them is broken in me.
Like, you're like, I could fix the city.
Well, like
low key.
The thing that drives them to be politicians is the same delusion that drives me to be a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like with politics though, it's more like how do I describe it? Like I I have control. Like it's more of a control thing. Like my ideas and plus control is gonna make like society so much better. I feel like comedians at the end of the day, we're just kind of like creative people. We just want to like create things, put it out there, people consume it, whatever.
I think you're giving comedians a lot of credit. I think you're being very generous.
I think I am.
Yeah.
I guess in my mind, comedians aren't as like intimidating in that way. Scary in that way, or like
right.
like whoa, this fucking ego guy, whatever. It's just like every creative person's similar in this way, in my opinion.
Right.
In my opinion,
We're just egotistical monsters.
A little bit. You can like control it though, right? All right.
Isn't stand up just a way of controlling a crowd?
Not to the same scale
the way
as
a politician does.
Politicians are like a whole other like I'm gonna control a fucking city. Like 4 million people. That's
I'm gonna raise
nuts.
my profile enough for a life of comfort and glory.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be recognized for my contributions.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of
overlap.
There's a lot of overlap. I think politicians and comedians are fucked up in the same way, which is why I think comedians would be such good politicians.
Speaking of, you know that Andrew Yang did a stand-up set at Asian Comedy Fest.
Oh yeah,
he like dropped in and he like did a set.
I heard. I didn't watch him, but
Apparently
I heard a snippet. I heard a snippet. Yeah,
you can say it. You can be honest if you're a comedian and you try it out and you bomb. That's okay. You know, Andrew Yang, you bombed. I'm sorry. That's all right.
I met him before.
Oh, cool.
And I think it was when he first started doing stand-up. This was like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And it was kind of endearing. He was just talking about his daughters and how he was like trying to bring him to like a Lady Gaga concert or something.
Yeah.
But then he started hanging out with Chappelle.
Yeah.
And then in his last set, he was trying to do like edgier, racier material.
Sick.
And it's like, no, just...
You're not Chappelle, dude.
Stick to the math jokes, Andrew Yang.
Those always hit.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I have another blunder about, before I move on, did you see what Eric Adams posted after the whole election thing?
What did he say?
He said, he posted a bunch of, today we fucking grind after Mamdani won, because he's like, let's go. Like, you're going down.
What does he think is going to happen? Like, does he think,
I think he thinks he's going to win again. Because the general's coming in November. I think he's running as,
yeah, well, he has to run as an independent
right.
because Mamdani won the Democratic nomination.
Right.
But it's like, what is he... Like, he thinks he's going to get the big business backers and then beat Mamdani. Like, he just saw that Cuomo couldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I feel like Cuomo was further removed from his controversy than Eric Adams was. And I think Eric Adams might be more disliked than Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah. He's a fucking idiot. He's
yeah.
a weird dude.
Right.
He has a great quote, though.
What did he say?
All my haters turn to waiters at the table of success.
Damn. Fuck. All right.
You're back.
Is it ranked choice again?
Yeah,
I found my number 2.
Majority, baby.
Fuck.
Anyway.
I did see a video of Eric Adams talking to Kai Cenat.
Oh,
it was after Kai
so
Cenat
funny.
was throwing PlayStation 5s at Union Square.
What? He was
yeah.
doing what?
Yeah, Eric Adams went over to Kai Cenat's house or hotel or something.
It started throwing.
Oh, wait.
I don't know this.
A couple of years ago, Kai Cenat caused a riot in Union Square because he just showed up and announced he was giving away PlayStation 5s. And this is when PlayStation 5s were crazy hard to get.
Hard to get, yeah.
And so he was just tossing them out to a crowd.
Whoa.
And it went super viral online. So everybody showed up to Union Square.
Yeah.
And it just caused this huge jam and police couldn't control it and stuff. And so this was a little bit after that.
Yeah.
And there's a video of Eric Adams showing up to Kai Cenat's apartment or hotel or wherever, and then they were chatting it up, and Eric Adams was sort of being the sage uncle to Kai Cenat. It was actually pretty nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of sweet. Mm-hmm. He's back, dude.
Because Eric Adams talking to Kai in a way that you could tell really resonated with Kai.
Yeah,
and Kai was just man, I just wanted to give back. That was my way of giving back. I didn't know I was gonna cause all this trouble.
Because he was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn,
and then
maybe-
Eric Adams like basically gave him the Spider-Man speech.
Yeah.
And he
Great
told
power.
him, he's like, you got a responsibility, you got
Yeah.
like profile now.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's good. You know what? Let's vote for him. I don't give a fuck. I don't care, dude. I'm never voting again. I already told you. I'm not going back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
They
not going
got
back,
on
dude.
your, they got
Whoever
on
wins,
your
I don't give a
nerves.
fuck. I'm trying to find the quote.
They
that
made
he-
you insecure about your tattoos, and now you won't go back.
No, they just kept talking to me. It's not about the tattoos. I don't care about the tattoos. You can talk about tattoos. You're just talking to me in general. No, he had a. Where was this photo?
All
It
of
was
his
great-
videos make me laugh.
He's weird. He's like
a
a weird guy.
Yeah.
But no weird guy should be running or should be mayor. It should be
Like-
a normal dude.
If I watch a video of Andrew Cuomo and Eric Adams, and then
Yeah.
you told me one of these guys was charged with like bribery and corruption,
Yeah.
and the other guy is a sex pest,
Yeah.
I would get it wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Andrew Cuomo looks corrupt, and,
Right.
and Eric Adams, he feels like a sex pest.
He's got that like pervy energy.
Yeah,
to him.
he's
He's
just kinda slimy,
yeah,
you know?
well.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, we'll see what happens in November. Tune into the Blunderbuss
I guess
podcast.
we didn't really talk about the election that much. I mean,
I
like,
know.
one thing I hate is all of the most annoying people that I follow on Instagram have won.
The most annoying people that you follow. What do you mean? Oh, you mean like your
Like hot
your
girls,
peers, your
hot
peers.
girls for Zoran, and like,
sorry.
I don't know. I guess that's all of them.
It is funny that like, this reminds me of The Onion. There's an Onion headline. It's like the worst person you know just made a good point.
Yeah,
It's that energy. You're just like, fuck. I have to agree with this guy. But you know what?
I think it took me longer to get on the train
Sure.
because of like all the corny shit that I've been seeing on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's low key detrimental, I think, in the long run. And like
I think it is.
you can only really do that in New York City because it's a pretty progressive city.
Yeah.
But nationwide, that shit will kill you.
I think so.
Everyone will be like, "This is cringe as hell.
Yeah.
This is bad."
Some Midwestern like
Right.
corn husker.
Okay, let's go.
Nah, never mind. They
That'll be
love
great.
hot girls for Zoran.
Low key, probably.
That incel that you called down in Chicago, they'd fucking love hot girls for
You're
Zoran.
right. They want like a Muslim woman
Yeah.
to kiss. Anyway, those are the hot girls for Zoran, right? I guess it's more like white Brooklyn girls, right?
Yeah, I also hate that like I was so in line with like the Bushwick Ridgewood vote.
Yeah.
Like when I saw that in my neighborhood and Bushwick were like two of the top voters for Zoran, I was like, oh my fucking
I mean, low key,
God.
you gotta embrace the fact that you're part of that demo. That's just who you are.
I want to get out of here.
Where would you go? Astoria, Queens, where he also won.
Yeah, I would go deeper into Queens.
Yeah,
that's where I belong.
That's actually fair.
That's where Spider-Man's from.
I can see in your eyes. You're like, should I replay the game? Started new, new game plus mode. There might be a DLC coming. We'll see. Anyway, here's one more blunder. I think you would find interesting.
Yeah, or you know what else is funny about Zoran?
Yeah, sure.
Is like I find myself defending him
Yeah.
to some of my friends because some people critiqued him. Like he's experienced, he's young,
Yeah.
which I think is funny because like okay, yes, he is inexperienced,
Yeah.
but you don't live in New York, so what experience do you have to deem him inexperienced?
Experience.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
they can know. It's like someone who isn't like a chemist can know what like a molecule is. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a chemist to know like what's going on sometimes.
Yeah, but I think but they're not seeing the chemical reaction.
Okay.
Because like we see how energized people are in New York,
Right.
and like we see how talented Mabdani is,
Right.
and he's just able to connect with people just by who he is.
Sure.
That you can sort of look past his policy because of the result.
Right.
So
do you think that this is actually interesting? I've had a lot of discussions about Brad Lander versus Zoran.
Right.
Do you think because like if you look at Zoran's history,
Yeah.
he really hasn't
I
done
100%
he
agree.
hasn't done too much.
Yeah.
he
He did like a hunger strike.
well he also
and then I was like it.
he had the free bus thing and then it failed. They canceled it. So in
Oh,
a way
really?
it's like he can't really there's one example and it's not a good example. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that I think that's hard to
So part of me
critique him
is-
on because
Right.
he was like an assemblyman,
Assemblyman,
a
state
like-
assemblyman.
Like what authority did he really have?
Well, that's the argument. So
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
vote for Brad because he was a comptroller. He did like work directly in government under the mayor, knows how things work,
Yeah.
is progressive, was what's it called? Endorsed by the DSA as well. Like
Yeah.
he had all and AOC I think as well. Like he had
Yeah.
all these like basically the same thing as Zoran, but he doesn't
Yeah.
have the freaking swag that Zoran does, so that he lost. But in on paper, much better candidate in my opinion, even though I ranked Zoran number 1.
Yeah, I did the same thing, and
Right.
I think I agree on all those points.
But a part of me is like, maybe I should have done Brad. But like Brad wouldn't have won, so like it doesn't matter, you know.
yeah, he wouldn't have beaten.
He doesn't have
Cuomo.
that he had that swag.
He
You know,
just didn't. He just didn't have the same energy behind him. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe it was like social media savviness, or maybe
Right.
it was just like
Which is like, but it's
it was
like,
just the Riz. Honestly,
is that shit
It was
important?
just
Is
the
that
Riz.
Is that shit important for working in government though?
I think so.
It's debatable. Because sometimes he had the Riz, he had the bus thing, and it failed. he couldn't sustain it.
But I mean, look at how powerful he is now.
I know,
Like, look how big he is
which
now.
is pretty incredible.
And now he has like public opinion behind him. So if
Right.
if he becomes mayor, sure he doesn't have experience, but he could kind of swing that dick around a little bit.
Yeah, but
He's like,
there's some examples in history where it does not go well.
yeah. But I would rather see somebody take a big swing.
Yeah.
Somebody who excites,
Right.
young people, young voters.
Sure.
And then just another establishment Democrat who
Right.
might be more experienced, more who can like maneuver the political system better. Like at the end of the day, they're still not going to do anything for us. So we might as well.
You don't think either of them will?
No, I'm talking about like an establishment guy, like
Do
a
you think Brad-
neoliberal.
but Brad
Democrat.
wasn't an esta-
I know,
he was
I know,
not an
I know.
establishment
Brad's
guy.
not
Yeah.
an establishment guy, but I'm just saying like, I think Mamdani is a bigger swing.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's sort of a reflection of what the party want or needs, I guess.
He's a
I-
better.
I get
He's
you,
a
I get
better.
you.
I think he's a better representation of his like constituents.
Right.
Yeah.
Big soccer guy. Huge soccer guy. Plays in the league that I play in.
Oh yeah.
He does. He plays on, Sean Zorn? They're on the same team together.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
posted
yeah.
a photo of him.
But he's an Arsenal fan, so I don't like him. Should have voted for Brad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
and a lot of it is messaging.
Yeah.
I think Zoran might just be a better communicator.
Right.
Like to this age, like
Right.
his social media campaign showed that he's able to connect with people in a way that Brad couldn't.
I guess it's like, in my mind, what is more important, you know? And it's hard to say. Like maybe you're right. Maybe like rallying people up, getting people excited about a thing is more important than working a system that's probably outdated, you know? Hard to say. I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think. I mean, I think public opinion will turn on him once he wins.
Really?
Just because it seems to be just what happens in New York.
Yeah.
Like Eric Adams and de Blasio, people really turned on them. And de Blasio seemed to be like a progressive, especially for that time.
Sure.
And people turned on him. They didn't like him.
Well, here's the thing. It's very hard to do things in government. That's why.
And the mayor is just kind of like a lightning rod for criticism.
Yeah.
Like anything that goes wrong, they're
It's-
going to point.
That is their job.
Yeah.
So you're taking that job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, you want to hear one last blunder? What time are we? 52. Here's one last Chicago one. I think you'll like it
All right.
because it has to do with a person.
Oh, do
A
I know
human
them?
being. I don't know if you do. I'm not gonna name names, but this person, we were staying in close to Little Vietnam. There's a Little Vietnam in Chicago, where it's like all Vietnamese food and stuff, right? So this guy like also lives in the area, and me and Terry were like, "Oh, we would love to get some pho because we're like in Little Vietnam. It sounds really good." He's like, "Oh, I know a spot." This guy's like a little absent-minded, which is important.
Asian
'cause-
guy?
Asian guy. He's like, "Oh, I know a spot."
Is he Vietnamese?
No.
Oh.
Fully takes us to a Chinese restaurant.
Oh,
Fully
no.
a Chinese. It had Chinese noodles.
Why did he think?
He's
Well, no. Okay, wait. Sorry, go on. Tell your story.
he's so absent-minded that he just fully didn't hear that we said we wanted pho. And me and Terry were like looking at the menu, and we both looked at each other and we're like, this isn't pho. This isn't pho. And so we still got the food. We didn't want to be like, hey,
Yeah.
dude, like, we wanted to get pho. We're already sitting down. We got waters. Like it would have been too much, right?
Right.
So then we get the food, and then Terry makes a joke, and he's like, really wish I had pho, but this is pretty good. And then we all started laughing, and then me and Terry look at each other, and we're like, he has no idea what we're talking about. He has no idea that
Okay,
we
okay.
requested pho.
Okay.
But it kind of annoyed me. That's
Yeah.
kind of an annoying thing, right?
Yeah, but let me ask you, like, whose fault was that?
What do you mean? It's not our fault.
That was
not my fault.
It was y'all's fault.
No, because we said we wanted pho, and then he said, "I know a spot," and then he takes us to not pho.
Wait, is this guy Asian?
Yeah,
Oh, he was Asian?
yeah.
What the fuck?
He was just a bad listener, and we didn't want to be like, "Can we leave here?" Because he wanted to eat this place.
Is he a comic?
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
I think I know who it is. Is it the guy who put together the Asian show?
I'm not gonna
It
say
was.
I'm not gonna say too much.
He put together the Asian show,
I don't know.
and he took you to a Chinese place for fun.
I don't know, dude. Maybe.
What?
I don't know, dude. No, I don't think he knew what we were talking about.
He can't. He runs an Asian themed show, and he can't tell the difference between Asians.
You think that's it? Maybe. I'm not sure. I really don't know.
Am I not right on the money? Obviously, I am, or else you would have denied it already.
Me and Terry were like,
I've deduced another one of our stories, my friends.
well, we gave him the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe he didn't hear us. That was our logic. We're like, maybe he didn't hear us.
You thought he thought you guys said, "I really wish I had some fucking Chinese food right now."
We thought we were pretty clear. We were like, let's get some pho. Like
Let's get some pho fried rice right now. Some shrimp pho fried rice. That's what you thought. He thought.
Yeah, maybe.
Y'all said.
Dude, isn't that crazy? The whole trip, the rest of the trip, me and Terry just were like, we would eat like other food, like pizza. We were like, wish this was pho.
That's crazy.
It was honestly very upsetting because we knew, like, looking at our schedule, we wouldn't be back in that area anytime soon. We were like, we're not gonna get pho, even though we were in Little Vietnam. Like, isn't that sad? We were so sad. We wanted pho so bad. We were hyping it up. It's like, oh, dude, we're in Little Vietnam. Let's get pho. Like, oh, we'll get it this meal. We like really hyped it up.
Wow.
And it fucked us.
That is
right
sad.
in the ass. Took my stinky donkey dick and fucked me in the ass. Anyway.
All right. And on that
Happy
note,
Pride, y'all.
see you adieu.
See you adieu. Thanks for listening to the Blunderbuss podcast. Catch you guys on any other thoughts?
That's
good?
it. I'm sorry for talking about it. It's all right. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, this is fun. Thanks for listening. Catch you guys next week. Goodbye.